Thank you for joining me here at 420 Colts Lane. I'm your host, Nathan Lowry. Was planning on waiting an extra week before I did a video after the fourth preseason game and just do kind of, my thoughts on the whole entire preseason. But life has a funny way of throwing us curveballs. So last night I got one of those curveballs, as did anybody else who's probably clicking on this video. Yes, the retirement of Andrew Luck, my quarterback. I wanted to just obviously get on here and share my thoughts on this turn of events. I wish that I would have been able to do this last night, but that definitely caught me off guard. I kind of expected that this could be a possibility when I started hearing about his calf injuries that he was dealing with. He had said that he was struggling with that a year before, and I just, I've followed Andrew Luck in his injuries and his comments on it pretty closely for the last, 3-4 years pretty much. And I just get the impression he's not a fan of being in that pain, and I can't blame him. I wouldn't want to be either. I definitely saw this as a possibility. Still, I must have convinced myself that it was unrealistic, because I certainly felt it when I heard the news. It shocked me, man. It's like one of those things where we're like, oh man, we're so close to having such a good team. So that brings me to my discussion on where we're at at this point in time. First, I just wanted to say also, for fans that are booing Andrew Luck and are upset with Andrew Luck, that's ridiculous. Grow up. Anyhow, I think that I have two train of thoughts on this subject at this point in time. The first is this. If you go and you watch my video on the AFC South predictions, I talk about how I really think that there's a very close race between the other three teams. And really the thing that separated us from them was Andrew Luck. I think without Andrew Luck, I just want to be realistic about it. I really wish that in the preseason we would have gotten to see a little bit more of Jacoby Brissett. Obviously, they wanted to give Chad Kelly a chance to shine. They know what they have in Jacoby Brissett because the Colts have been watching him for a couple years. Just wanted to give Chad a shot and see what he could do. But I think from a fan standpoint, I would have loved to seen a lot more. This is part of my preseason notes anyways before I even heard of this retirement situation, because I really want to see how he looks with that first team. Obviously, we'll get that opportunity and that chance. But I would have really liked to seen a lot more of him. So when we're going forward, we have a good, I think, a good young team. So unfortunately, we don't have the experience on our side because it is such a young team, and at the same, and also the quarterback himself. I just don't know, that he's going to be able to get the job done. I don't know that Jacoby Brissett, for a get yourself in the playoffs, get yourself to a Super Bowl, I just don't see it. I think that we could still be a 7-8 game team, which unfortunately takes us out of the running to get maybe like Justin Herbert, who from Oregon. I would love to see that guy go to the Colts. I'm a huge Ducks fan, so personally it would make me extremely happy. But I think that we're still a good enough team that we would win enough games that it would push us out of that. I could be wrong, but I just feel that way about it. I think the defense itself is something that I was excited to see this year. So I think that it says something about, at least our defense has gotten enough, has gotten good enough to make me excited to see them. That's been a long time coming, a long time for the Colts. And I think that when people are talking about, hey man, this is really looking like a Super Bowl team, they really aren't just talking about Andrew Luck. They're talking about the whole team as a whole, and unfortunately I think some people are kind of overlooking that. People are now saying that, we're going to go down to winning 2 games in the year, 3 games in the year, tops and stuff like that. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's a good team, and I think that's what's got it. That's what had us so excited going into this season, anyways. So I just personally think that they're probably not experienced enough this year to get us past that hump. Maybe maybe next year, maybe the year after that, as a collective as a whole, if we have a quarterback that can play at least decent enough, if he can be a game manager, he might not have to throw for 4,500 yards in the season, 40 touchdowns, but if he can put in a good 3,000 yard season, top 20 or almost 30 touchdowns in the season, and we can rely on a run game a little bit. I mean, we have a very good offensive line. We have at least a decent run game. These aren't just players that are playing that way because Andrew Luck is on their team. They are good players. So I think as Colts fans, we need to take a step back a little bit and focus on that scenario. I mean, I think that's kind of my thoughts on where we're at as a team going forward. We can still win games. We can still be competitive. I think the biggest disadvantage that we have is the toughness in our division, and I think that people shouldn't undersell anybody in our division, even the Titans, who I think are at the bottom of that pack. I mean, again, I hate to say this, I feel like at this point in time, without Andrew Luck, they are probably a better team than we are. I mean, as a whole, they are a better team, I think, than we are. I think what put us over the hump of the rest of those guys is Andrew Luck. Though I think our team is competitive, and I think that we would be right there with them. Just to be realistic about it, I think we would have a hard time making the playoffs this year. I think it's going to be difficult. Now, Jacoby Brissett could come out there and play like the most overlooked person ever to step foot on a football field and do something like Andrew Luck would do. We don't know. I'm skeptical of that, but obviously we don't know. Who knows? Chad Kelly didn't look too bad. He really didn't. He didn't look that bad in the preseason. I just got to be honest with you. So I guess that was cool that we got to see him. Again, I would like to seen a lot more of Brissett, but I was looking forward to that third game, and then didn't get that, and then obviously found out that my quarterback's not going to be there anymore. So kind of upsetting news. I wish this wouldn't have been the video I had to come back on. I was getting ready for week 1. I'm thinking about showing my live draft, but yeah, that was not. It's my birthday tomorrow, so this weekend it was not a good birthday present to receive, to hear that this excitement that you had going into the season, it got squashed. There's no way around that. I'm not going to boo the guy. I think I respect Andrew Luck a great deal. Not only is he a good quarterback, but from everybody's standpoint, he's a good human being. And in my opinion, I value that more than I would a good quarterback. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, lots of respect for Andrew Luck. Absolutely zero shade and zero hate coming from this Colts fan. For the rest of my life, I will respect Andrew Luck just like I respect Peyton Manning, just like I respect Jim Harbaugh. I still got a Harbaugh jersey. You know what I mean? So just not Curtis Painter. That's all. Just not Curtis Painter. All the rest of them, respect, mad respect. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on the subject. Like I said, I really think we're going to struggle a little bit this year in this situation. I don't see us really being bad enough to be able to draft a future quarterback. Somebody's going to take one of these guys before we get to him. I don't believe Tui is a. I would not be excited if that's who we got. I don't believe in him the way other people do. So yeah, I mean, I really just think that at this point, Huber's the only person that I could see coming out. For the life of me, I can't remember this dude's name from Clemson, who I can't remember his name. It's just escaping me right now. He's unbelievable and phenomenal. But I didn't know if he was, if he's planning on staying longer in college, then obviously he wouldn't be coming out. But even if he did, I just don't think that. I don't think we would do bad enough to be able to get either one of those guys I could be wrong about that, but I don't. If he came out and then that pushed Hubert back a little bit, maybe we could trade up. Maybe we could figure out some kind of a scenario there. Obviously, that can happen, but. You got to be careful with that. Again, you sacrifice places when you go and you do things like that. So I love our defense. I love our team. I'm still super excited to see us play. My expectations have gone down a lot. So maybe that means that they'll exceed my expectations, and I'll be extremely happy with the season. That's what we got to take away from this one. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me. I just wanted to give a quick heads up on that, my thoughts, and give what I thought about that. So thanks for joining me here at 420 Colts Lane, where I always take the high road. You guys, if you like my content, give me a subscribe, give me a like, comment your thoughts below. Where do you see us? Do you think that we are capable of still making the playoffs behind Brissett? Do you feel like we would be bad enough and I'm missing that I think that we're a better team than that? Anyways, start the conversation. Give me some thoughts. Thanks.